it finished? Why are you asking me now? What type of question is that? Yacht, boy. Is the album finished or do we have a few more songs to go? It seems like it's got 1 or 2 more. Oh, we are not done yet. Okay. I've heard you, Sha. What is all this ruckus? Tell me.
So the reason we are in Mexico right now is actually a really long stretch of Access Consciousness classes here. So I haven't even mentioned Access, I don't think, in any of the previous vlogs, but essentially it's my profession. I'm a facilitator of Access Consciousness. That's why I do all this traveling. I think I'll link more about Access Consciousness below. So essentially right now in the world, Mexico is like one of the only open countries. So you don't need a test to enter. You don't need, like, it's pretty open and flexible here. So there was a big Global Bars Day facilitated by Brendan Watt. And then my dad and Dr. Dane here did a 4-day Access Global Foundation class, which was like amazing. There were like over 700 people live and over 2,000 people online worldwide. Then I did the first ever global facelift class with my sister. Of course, we're gonna show you guys footage of that. And then 2 days break, and then a choice of possibilities class with Dr. Dane. So we've been here for the whole time. My husband, Max, has been working at every event he's part of setting up and managing and running the stream, which is how the classes are broadcasted around the world. Look at all of these registration tables for Global Foundation. Wait, we're not done. There's more. There's more. There's more. There's more. I just found this sneaky view of the foundation room from upstairs. And as you can see, it's big. This is the convention center in Puerto Vallarta, and class starts in like an hour. So this room fills up basically then. It's like a rock concert basically. Gary and Dane are there, and then they've got all these screens so everyone can see. So there's like 500 people live, and then about 2,000 online.
Little concierge station over by the
what a trip is this? Look at how far apart the seats are. Look at how big this room is.
Welcome to Foundation. This is our second Global Foundation.
Oh my goodness, this place is huge. How does it get any better than this? Welcome everybody online to bars. Basically, just have too much fun, okay? Have way too much fun being you, as crazy as that might be.
Today is the first morning, well, the only morning of the Global Online Facelift class. Let's go! Take you guys backstage. Hello, everybody! Woo! Yay! Oh, amazing! Beautiful. Welcome to the first ever global facelift class.
So I would like to say thank you for creating the biggest COP so far. Yay! Boom, ba-boom, mother boom. That's what I have to say. I don't know about you, but I got a bit of energy. Does anybody else have a bit of energy? Woo! Thank you. You are very welcome. Thank you for your question. Okay. This is how that works.
I couldn't perform the magic in the world that I desperately desired to see and be and have in the world without liking myself. Because like the more I judged myself, the less I had access to all these energies.
Just want to underline, exclamation point that, highlight that. The more I judge myself, the less I had access to all of these energies and all the magic. Because when you judge you do this. What are we terrified about? All the judgments.
Being judged and just being different. What all that?
Being judged, being different, I think really, we're terrified of being free. We're terrified of not having somebody else be able to put us in a box.
Wow.
And if you're going to do something like talk to the entities, you got to be you, right?
It's funny, I figured out it was weird after I became successful with Talk to the Entities. Good thing, it's actually not true. Before I started too, I didn't want to be, a freak. I didn't want to be seen as actually a freak. That was my biggest issue, that if I was me, if I admitted that I could hear spirits, that I would be judged and persecuted as a freak, and that was like, I had to make a really big choice. Am I willing to be me, even though I feel that I'm going to be rejected by the world if I be me? Fortunately, being me won. Fortunately, being me always wins.
I love that. That should be our slogan. Being you
always wins.
We got it new. We're just going to cut that out right there.
And it's true, too.
True story.
It's been an incredible 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks straight. Got our little antigen test at the airport this morning. Got our results, negative, like always. And we are flying privately again. So this is our third private flight in about 4 weeks. And it's the reason why, well, it's really quite cool because I've been traveling so much for the last 20 years, literally so much. Like I'm hardly ever in one place for more than a month, except last year that changed because obviously we all know what went on last year. And tonight we're flying from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, we're flying to Copenhagen. We were gonna fly directly to Malmö, Sweden, which is where we have an apartment, but it's easier to enter Denmark because of everything that's going on right now. So we do have one stop, but it just flies directly from Puerto Vallarta there. Otherwise, we'd have to fly Puerto Vallarta, Mexico City, get one test. Like we have to get tested just to fly into Mexico City. So flying our own plane privately was my solution. And I'm really pumped that I can do that and make that choice now, which is something I've definitely been working towards and looking at. And so yeah, anyways, so I haven't been to my own apartment in Sweden, my own house, since January, February, March, April. Been 4 months and change since I've been there. Max hasn't been home since last October. So he actually, he started his trip here in Puerto Vallarta. It's actually probably been like 6 months. Wow, half a year since he's been, since he's been home. So looking forward to showing you guys our place in Sweden. We absolutely love it. So it's been a long time on the road. Super pumped to be going home. Fingers crossed everything goes good with the flight. They've already had to change the time a couple times, which is interesting about private travel. I didn't know this. Like they sort of pop changes onto you a lot, which I wasn't really prepared for. You think when you pay a certain price, like you're just gonna get what you want the way you want it. Not really. So you just have to be flexible. We've had to be flexible. Amazing. What's coming, what's next, what's possible, what else is asking to be created. Getting on the creative edge of my life, you know, it's like, I sometimes go to conclusion about like going home or like, oh, I wish I could stay home longer. And I'm like, no, that's not really me. Like I really need to be creating and on the creative edge of my life. So what else is possible? What's gonna go on in the world? How does it get better than this? Yay, life. So this is it, pretty much. I can travel for about 6 months or my entire lifetime in one bag. I wish we could leave this music playing for the vlog, but... And the words that she said. Copyrights. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, my toiletries will go in here, but that's it. That's, you know, I travel with one bag and we use Rimowas because they're easiest to roll. My travel outfit. Good thing it's warm in Scandinavia now because when I left I didn't take a down jacket. And I have a carry-on that gets packed up and backpack. That's it. So 1.5 bags and a backpack. My husband travels with 2 full bags and a carry-on and a backpack, but one of his entire bags is full of camera gear because he does a lot of photography and videography when we're out and about. But I'm just filming this vlog on an iPhone.
Where are you going?
Airport in Puerto Vallarta, and then Denmark, and then Sweden. That's my plane.
Thank you. Cool.
Find our backpacks.
Wow, you can actually stand up straight in this one. This is just something else. Wow.
Starting in Puerto Vallarta, finishing in Copenhagen. So this plane looks like it can fit about 10. It's nice and big. They set out a nice little table of canapes for us. These are our iPads. Can you open the bedroom door? And this is my favorite part. Who wants to get a nice, proper night's sleep? Anybody?
Private jet flying.
So this part of the airplane is for just lounging, casually watching a movie, enjoying. But this part of the plane is for doing conference meetings, of course, because there's a desk. So I'm gonna make my billion-dollar deals with some entities that I work with. So what do you guys think about creating more consciousness in the universe?
No, I haven't done much talking on this vlog, but it's basically because I'm speechless. Being on this plane, on this trip, this different reality is like something else. So what else is possible from here?
And I'm walking around without my pants on. I am laying in a comfortable bed under a down cover on a jet plane through the night on my way to Denmark. What a good night's sleep! Better view of the airplane now that the sun is out. We are nearly entering the European continent, so we're gonna have our breakfast soon. We finally made it home after 5.5 months on the road. Doesn't look like much from the outside. This little alley, this little front door. Oh. I am so happy to be here. This place, just the smell of this building makes me feel like home. Why this building? I have no idea. Everything just works for me better in Malmo of all the places in the world. Makes no sense, but can't deny it. Home, sweet home. I'm so excited. This building feels so nourishing and nurturing. Gotta take my shoes off because you take your shoes off before you enter any Scandinavian home. I've really shown my house off. This is me and Max's little sort of private sanctuary. Let's see, does the salt lamp still have a bulb? Nope. The sheeps we got in Switzerland. Let's see what's going on outside. These curtains have been closed a long time. Hey, hey, Mama. Apparently that plant didn't make it. Oh, but look at those. That's all herbs. Finally home, whatever that word means.
Well, 5 months of not being here, basically.
We were in Mexico, Costa Rica, Australia,
USA.
All over USA. Texas, we went through the whole Southwest. Max got to see New Mexico for the first time. 3
different times in Mexico as well.
Whoa.
Tasmania.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Byron Bay. And it's incredible being back here. For me personally, even driving with a taxi to the house and being in the house, everything feels so different. And I'm realizing how much I've changed over the last 5 months of being, like, since I've been here. Everything is just so different, except it's mostly me that's different.
Well, even with that amazing jet flight, I'm totally fried. After a full night, like a full 7-hour sleep on that jet. It was pretty good sleep. It was a little weird, wasn't perfect, but you know, it was about 1,000,000 times better than in an economy seat. I'm fried. Can't wait to sort of like get some rest and show you guys Malmo. So we'll finish the vlog here. We'll finish this here.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.